Luke, so good to see you. This is a public service announcement. Do not take a loan from your 401k. According to Transamerica Center for Retirement, about 34 to 37% of workers have either taken a loan, early withdrawal, or a hardship withdrawal from their 401k. Most people think they are borrowing from themselves when they do this, but according to Vanguard, the average 401k in 2024 was about $121,000, which of course is still not enough for retirement. So how could taking money out even temporarily set you back?
Yeah, and I think the borrowing from yourself part of it is maybe good marketing on behalf of people that want you to take 401k loans, but as we'll get into, certainly not the case. And I think the biggest hurdle, obviously, is that most people have not saved enough. So that's why it's such a big issue.
Right. And let's talk about one of the reasons it really could be a problem: compounding growth. Fidelity found that a 30-year-old who borrows $10,000 and misses just 5 years of growth could lose more than $25,000 by retirement. Can you explain how that works?
Yeah, and I think this is the funny math where people think, well, if I take a $50,000 401k loan, it's $50,000 that I have to pay back, and they think
Right.
it's a pretty cut and dry addition and subtraction problem. When in reality, you have to remember that that money that you've borrowed from your 401k plan now is sitting out of your investment account for an extended period of time. You can see here what the effect of compound interest can be over the course of decades or multiple decades. And so it's not just that you're missing out on the money that you've taken out of the plan, it's
Yeah.
the potential growth of the money had you kept it in the plan.
All right, this next part, honest to goodness, blew my mind. A lot of people don't realize that while repayments on a 401k loan are made with after-tax dollars, withdrawals then in retirement are taxed again as ordinary income. So that money that you're paying yourself back, this is double taxation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it becomes a certainly much bigger issue if you fail to pay back a loan. But
Yeah.
also, the biggest thing to think about with this is that you're putting money back in that you've already paid taxes on to be taxed at 100% of your ordinary income level. So I should say 100% of your distributions in the future will be taxed at ordinary income. And so we talk about, different plans over time with Roth IRAs and the tax advantages, or how HSAs can potentially be triple tax advantaged. This one is doubly tax disadvantaged because you're using after tax dollars to pay back the loan.
Right. Yeah. Such a good point. And Luke, one of the reasons I know you wanted to do this today is because a lot of people are facing hardships right now, of course. And so tapping their 401k is becoming more and more common. So before we do that, before we consider that, Luke, what would you recommend first?
So I think this is even, for folks that feel like they're doing what they can as far as their retirement savings. Sometimes you get into a mode where, in my opinion, maybe this sounds crazy, people save too much of a percentage of their income into these qualified retirement plans that have early withdrawal penalties. You don't want your 401k to be your only savings asset. You want to make sure you're keeping 6 to 9 months worth of expenses readily available in, liquid savings that you can access quickly with no penalties. So, if your car breaks down, or you need 4 new tires, or you have a furnace that goes out, you have those funds readily available to dip into.
Right.
Once you have set up that emergency fund, then start to save more and more into your 401k plan. But don't view your 401k as emergency savings, especially if you're under 59 and a half.
So I notice you're also not saying, you and I have talked about this before, those Roth contributions, you can take out tax and penalty free at any time, but you're saying don't even touch those.
If possible, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. Make it a last resort. And, you can tell by the stats that we reviewed in that first section with the amount of people that take 401k loans, not enough people view that as a last resort.
Right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely. That's why we wanted to talk this through, because that compound growth, it really can be powerful for us when we are in retirement. So look, if somebody wants to talk to you about creating that financial plan where, again, they can check off that list of emergency fund, and then where do they put the money after that? What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, as always, they can find us at our website at ewgretire.com. There's a link on our homepage to set up an appointment with either of the advisors here, or they can reach us by phone, 937-498-1128. We'd be happy to sit down and talk through it. even if you've already taken a 401k loan and you want to kind of get your eggs back in, or yourself back in line,
Yeah.
for a targeted retirement date, we've certainly run into it before, and we can help any way we can.
Yeah, never too late to have a plan. Luke, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.